thank you for the like, whoever that is. Welcome in here. I've just restarted the live because I'm a bit dead, so let's see how we do this time. Oh, hello Melanie, how you doing? Hello Alondra. Did you see my last shorts I've been putting out? Just put out a new one earlier. It was me doing 20 dead stop push-ups. Hello user, how you doing? To put that into perspective, the average guy can apparently do about 5 to 10. So yeah. Melanie, why are you asking? The hell? Yeah, I watched some of them. I don't think I saw that one out. Yeah, that's just the one I put out not long ago. So I'm just trying to, just work on like stamina and stuff like that and get stronger, but not just brute strength, but also like being able to crank out more reps without stopping. It's just very random, like why you would ask that, like. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to get rid of this person because they're not really like adding any kind of like value, just trying to disrupt things. So yeah, if you want to come back tomorrow, then it's just gonna have to be like, be more serious. Just I ain't got time for any of that nonsense. So is everyone okay then? I don't know. What a joke, eh? It's like, who are these people, Anyway, whatever, What's today's topic? I don't know, really. I was just talking a bit about, when you're doing things like push-ups and making sure that, you're doing it all properly and you're doing good technique and all that kind of stuff, because you see a lot of people doing them and they're just not really doing it properly. I mean, I've done that before where I would have my back all bent up and stuff, and it's not great, is it? I need to look into this whole like bring Sally up, bring Sally down, whatever it's called. It's some kind of like push-up routine or something. I don't know how to do it really, but I have to like learn it or something. But see if I could do it, some kind of challenge or something. I've done the 5x5 push-up challenge before, which is 5 diamonds, 5 regular, 5 wide, 5 Mike Tyson's, and 5 pike push-ups. That's a good challenge to try out as well, but I did that once on the channel. So yeah, I think I need to look into different push-ups. I've been struggling with the breathing part of push-ups, right? Hi Julian, how you doing? I hope you're well. Yeah, what it is like try and just breathe in as you're, like when you get to the top, just take a breath in, and then on the way up, just try and find, it's all about the timing of it and stuff, and just getting a gasp of air in as you're going down, and like just get a gasp of air, and then as you're coming up, expel the air or something like that. You just gotta like kind of make sure that you're getting enough air in when you're doing it. Yeah, thank you for the 3 likes, everybody. Anyway. Yeah. I'll see how this goes. I might have to just get going soon if it doesn't pick up. But it is what it is. What do you think about arm training? What do you mean, like arm training in general, or like you've got biceps, triceps, that sort of stuff? Yeah, just like any other form of training, it's like, just if you want to get bigger arms, then you want to arm train or something. I mean, if you want, I mean, I think that, like, having a good set of guns is probably complements your body, like, you don't want to have probably like, if you want to like have a look strong, and then I think having strong arms, it just helps to kind of complement the rest of it. Like if you've got like big shoulders, big chest, but then your arms are underdeveloped, then it doesn't look really right, does it? But anyway, yeah. So what do you mean, like? Yes, when you say like arm training, you're on about like. I figured my arms would grow a lot just through compounds, but maybe not. I think isolation can help, because the thing with compounds is that, yeah, it might train them somewhat. Maybe they'll grow a little bit, but like isolating them is probably going to be the best thing to do, if that's what you mean. So like, for example, if you want to grow your triceps, maybe some kind of skull crusher, whether that's with weights or with body weight. I find that's what's helped grow my triceps. And then with biceps, you want to probably do some kind of either a bicep curl, or that's probably going to be one of your best bets, is the bicep curl. There are some compounds that work the biceps pretty well, like the chin up, for example. If you do it right and you focus on contracting the biceps, try and hold it at the top where the bicep is in a contracted position. That can be a way to train the biceps. But I would say like isolating is probably going to be your best bet if you want to maximize the growth. If you want to try and like doing things like either bicep curls with dumbbells or whatever, or doing it with cables, or if you want to just do it with your body weight, you can do like the body weight bicep curls as well. That's another one where you get underneath a bar and you would kind of like you would do it like where you would hold on to the bar and then curl like that. So you kind of so it's kind of like a sort of it's almost like an inverted curl, because it's like instead of curling this way, you like going like this, and you kind of curling like that. It's yeah, so that's the body weight version of it. If you do core stuff, does that help get your stomach area smaller, do you think, like ab workouts? What's going to help get your stomach smaller, like, is a calorie deficit. So all this stuff about burning fat around your stomach, it probably isn't really going to help unless you're in a calorie deficit. Like, there's been this myth about targeted fat loss, or what they call spot fat reduction, and there's no proof that it actually exists. You have to lose fat all over your body. So it's like I don't know if we really have control over where the body fat comes off. Like, people talk about toning exercises and whatever, and trying to burn fat from specific regions like the stomach or the back or the thighs or whatever it might be, but the truth is that you can't really do that necessarily. You have to just let the body fat come off everywhere. It all depends on like your hormones and different things and how you store your fat. That's what I've learned anyway. Now there has been some little evidence possibly that spot fat reduction may be a thing, but it's mostly going to be, I think, down to overall calorie deficit. And the thing is, if you're not in a calorie deficit, there's no way you're probably going to be burning I don't think there's really any way you're going to burn stomach fat anyway, because you need to be in a calorie deficit to burn fat. Your body won't burn fat unless it's in a deficit. It's as simple as that. You need to be in a deficit. So that's the most important thing. You can't burn calories in a maintenance. You can't burn fat in a maintenance calories. Yeah. But it's just, there's a lot of gimmicks out there that you can't really trust it all. There's a lot of gimmicky fitness programs, burn belly fat and all this kind of crap. The reality is it mostly comes down to your diet. And yeah, if you want more defined abs, you can train them to get more, to pop out more. But if you want to lose fat, it's just, yeah, overall calorie deficit. Yeah, it can help. Definitely, I think that ab training can, but if you're just trying to lose fat, there is no need to do endless amounts of ab workouts. But there is something to it if you want to have a better looking six pack, for example. All right, Haley, how you doing? Hope you well. But you can't just get a slim stomach just from doing endless amounts of crunches or whatever. It can make your abs more pop out, but yeah. But if you want a slim waist with a flat stomach, whatever, then calorie deficit, that can be achieved by just moving around more in general. Julian says, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think we should try to engage the core on every exercise really if we can. For example, when we're doing push-ups, keeping the core tight is something that I've been trying to incorporate, because I used to do it with really bad form where I'd let it sag. Yeah. So a lot of exercise, you should try to, keep everything straight. If you'd say doing a bent over row or something, with a barbell row, to kind of keep your back straight when you're doing that as well. So whenever you're doing any kind of where you need to keep your back straight, even a deadlift or something like that, that also you can work your core doing that as well because of that. So it's all about functional core strength and that can actually help to pop out the core due to what they call anti-extension. An exercise that can help with that is a thing called the ab wheel rollout, or you could do a barbell rollout as well as another idea as well that you could try. I've never tried it myself, but I might have to start off with just doing it on the knees. A lot of people have to just start off doing it on the knees first, because it's going to be very difficult to keep everything stable while doing that, and yeah, trying to keep in a sort of neutral spine. Yeah. Another one is the thing called a hollow body hold, which is or a plank, but you could do hollow body hold as well, which is it's about trying to kind of keep your neutral spine whilst in a hollow body position. I'm doing fine, thank you. Yeah, what are you up to anyway? Thank you for the likes, everybody. But basically, doing a lot of these exercises, you can work your core somewhat, but yeah. But obviously, isolating the core can help to, push it out more if you want to do that. So going back to the thing of compounds versus isolations and stuff. Oh, you're tidying up at work. All right, fair enough. So compounds versus isolations, So yeah, Richard said you were going to be down at Thingy tomorrow, because I could try and, kind of see you for a bit. I don't know if you wanted to Yeah. Well, I can't remember what time they said it would be, but yeah, was it tomorrow or something? Or I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I've got anything else going on, so I could do. Anyway, so how we doing, everybody? Hope you're all well tonight. I've got 4 people in the house. Yeah, 12 to 1:30ish, right? So that's at the yeah. Well, I have to ask Richard about it also about. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Um. I just feel a bit like I've just been a little bit awkward with all the stuff that's been going on because, you know, I know you've probably been quite, you know, feel like I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to like, you know, sort of like use you for things like my own kind of dirty work or anything like that. It's just yeah. So understand if you're feeling like kind of yeah, used or anything like that, but I appreciate what you've done. Like, I wouldn't think that happy to help however I can. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I know like Richard is as well, and it's good to have people. But sometimes I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm taking the piss a bit, especially like when, you know, I kind of like, you know, it was back in like around April, and then yeah, and it kind of like I kind of maybe come across a bit of like a hypocrite or something, and like or something like that, you know, because oh goodness, it's yeah, it's been a mad year this year, hasn't it? A lot of shit going on, hasn't it? You know, and I know that a lot of stuff's been going on with you with you know who, but we've all made it at least, you know, we've made it to tell the tale, so we've got to just appreciate that we're still here. You know, every day is that we wake up is a blessing, and yeah, that's it. You know, everything hopefully just like will all just end up being all right. You know, all's well that ends well. They say, you know, just like things will like turn out all right in the end, hopefully, and even if we've had to go through some trials and tribulations, it ends up being worth it in the end because, you know, everything. Some people believe like everything happens for a reason. Even all the bad stuff, there's something good to be taken from it, even if it seems really bad on the surface. You have to just kind of try to sort of see it from a different kind of perspective. To yeah, that it's all about growing as a person, getting stronger. That when adverse things happen, then it can help to build your strength of character, and you have life lessons you can then share with others and stuff. It's like when people have been through a lot of stuff, it can make them want to then, you know, warn others or things like that, become an advocate, you know. Anyway, we've got 5 people in here. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well tonight. But yeah, I don't know if anyone bothered like answering the like Q&A thing or something. What's this favorite thing about this community? I don't know how this whole thing works. Whether people can answer the Q&A questions. Favorite thing about this community? What does that even mean? Like, what community is it? Just this channel or something? I mean, I wouldn't even really say that I have much of a community on here. Unfortunately, it's just kind of random people that show up, and for the most part, I do get a few people that are more regular. obviously Alondra, there's Emily. I do see like CC for a bit as well sometimes, or who else is there? There's a few others that I could probably mention as well. But yeah, obviously you, Haley, there's Richard, of course, but yeah. You might be wondering why I haven't gone back on TikTok tonight, but I don't know. It's just that apps have been, I don't know. I know a lot of people liked it over there, but yeah. My favourite thing is probably the advice and the realness for sure, right? Yeah, I think that like it's better to be real and just give brutal honesty rather than just tell people what they want to hear. Because even if you end up offending a few people, it's better overall to be just like being honest. Oh yeah, I was watching this guy, it's called Snake Diet, and the guy's just like shouting all the time. I sent it to Richard actually, and he was like, what the hell? No, Hannah, well actually messaged her on Instagram. Yeah, because she added me on Instagram a while ago. I think she tried messaging me back on, it was probably around like last kind of September, October kind of time, sometime around then, around when, it was probably similar time to when all that crazy shit was going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, still hasn't got back to me, I don't think. Even though it kept saying that she was online, so it was a bit odd that really. It's like she's just trying to avoid everyone or something, I don't know. It kept saying she's online. I messaged you on there ages ago, but you never replied. Oh really? I don't know if it was, yeah, when was this? I don't know then, but yeah. Yeah, I don't really, like, I don't know. I'm not really the best at this, yeah. I just saw you a thing, oh Peter, hello. I've not seen you before, so I'm like, is that for real? You're really irregular. It was probably a long time ago, and I was probably just, I don't know if it went into like message requests or something like that, perhaps. Maybe that's what it was. Because if it goes into message requests, I might not see it. That's okay, we respect your privacy. Okay, it's just sometimes like messages can go into like message requests, and I don't always get around to looking at that. So yeah. Anyway. But I know you were saying something about like autism or something, and he was asking me what that is. It's just, well, it affects different people differently, but it's generally like affects how people like communicate and socialize and stuff like that. I'll let you off, Lo. I need to go and sort the shop out. If I can get back, I will do that. Okay, no worries. I've not seen all the... Huh? Not seen All Hail the Glitch or Titch around for ages. That's weird because I saw them just in Yogi's live the other day, just randomly. All Hail the Glitch was like, oh, I blocked him or something. And then Titch shown up in the same live stream, so it makes me wonder if you're one of those people or something. They could both be the same person for all I know. I just found it all a bit kind of strange how that all happened. And now you're here saying that I've not seen All Hail the Glitch or Titch around for ages. Like you have something to do with them. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. What is going on with that, eh? Peter Griffin, yeah, it's a Family Guy. I like watching some of the clips of it. But it does get criticised a lot for being kind of just throwing in all these random cutaway gags all the time. But some of the stories can be quite funny though, and I don't know. Obviously you've got this divide of like South Park and Family Guy and all that, where it's just, yeah. Because they're quite comparable in the sense of like, they're both like adult, you know, kind of like comedy, like cartoons, and they also tend to have a lot of you know, pop culture and political references and things like that in them. So they're quite comparable in a sense, but they have different writing styles. And I remember there was South Park was like, trying to mock Family Guy's writing style of being lazy and just kind of random but yeah. But it's like, I think they admitted something like that they were almost like kind of jealous of Family Guy in a way that they were more successful. I guess it kind of goes to show that like the whole thing of work smarter not harder, I guess, because sometimes the hard, doing the stuff that's harder can yield you worse results, because sometimes it's the simple stuff like the Family Guy cutaway gags or something that actually that actually kind of get them more results, because it's stuff that, I guess it's because it's, I don't know, more accessible in a sense. It's just, it appeals to like a wider demographic of people probably. Whereas I think South Park does have some quite funny clips as well. Like some of the stuff I've seen of like South Park, like when Randy gets like caught when he'd been like doing watching all kinds of shit on his computer. That was quite funny. And the one when he went on Wheel of Fortune, and then he he says some bad word on there. Yeah, they did have some quite funny clips, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you all had a good day today, people. But yeah, I've also been getting into like this kind of, well, I need to get more into it, but like found footage horror. Might start watching more of that, but I was watching some like little like short movie of like found footage horror. Obviously, I've like watched Backrooms, which kind of like takes the whole kind of like liminal space idea and kind of uses like the kind of found footage idea. Yeah. I hope you're all well tonight, everybody. Welcome to my live. Let's get this shared out if you can. But I may just get off in a little bit, so yeah, I don't know. Is anybody still there then? Let me know if you're still watching, people. So the thing is, yeah, usually hate doesn't come from above. It usually comes from below. Like, if someone's doing better than you, they don't usually hate on you. That's the thing. It's usually people who are jealous of you because they see that you're doing better than them. Either that, or you're on your way up and they can see that and they're a threat to them. It's someone who's generally going to be insecure, and by that actually means that they are actually below you, because they see you as a threat. They low-key see you as above them. So yeah, just gotta be mindful of that, because oftentimes people will take these haters, or whatever you want to call them, negative people, seriously, and you shouldn't do that, you know? It's just gonna like make you feel like shit, basically. And they're trying to like chip away at your like self-esteem and all that. But we've gotta know better than that, right? You know, they just wanna get inside your head, make you give up to make themselves feel better, you know? people who do that, they have a lot of issues to deal with, you know. They need to work on themselves, mentally and physically a lot of the time, and spiritually. We shouldn't be hating on someone just because they're doing better than us. Instead of that, we should be looking at it as like inspiration. It's about changing your mindset around things, but it's like people need to realize that, you know, they've got to take responsibility instead of trying to trash on other people's progress. Try and use that as motivation to progress yourself. It's just a very weak mentality that people have. I know sometimes it doesn't seem fair when someone's doing better in some cases, and you're like, oh, this person doesn't deserve it and all that. But you're just wasting your energy if you're doing that. You're just wasting, you know, your energy on basically just like, you know, being all like, oh, that person doesn't deserve it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, but your attitude is just like, maybe you don't deserve it because your attitude sucks and you need to stop, you know, kind of being like that. Yeah, these negative people can't keep them, especially if they are just being rude. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, where is everybody tonight then? So I remember like someone was like, I put out a video of me doing some bench press and they were like asking me like, oh, like how long have you been training? Like they were trying to just ask that to then be like, oh, that's shit progress for that, doing that long. And it's like, oh really? Oh thanks. It's like they were just trying to do it in the hope I would, just to then be try and, you know, look down on it basically. Yeah, because they probably don't have shit progress themselves. They're probably, yeah, they have nothing to show for anything because they haven't done anything. It's just pathetic. You know? Most of these people wouldn't even lift a finger because, apart from just to be a keyboard warrior. So actually, I think the average guy can't do a single pull-up. Because, yeah, someone was saying that the average guy can do like a few pull-ups or something, and I doubt that the average guy could even do one proper pull-up, like for full range of motion. I've shown myself doing a pull-up. In fact, I did 2 the other day, full range of motion, which I'm happy about that because most guys couldn't even do that, you know? It takes getting a certain level to be able to even do that for a lot of people, unless you're just naturally inclined to be able to do it. Some people can just do 10 pull-ups straight away pretty much because they're like really short and skinny or whatever, so they don't have any fat on them. So they're basically able to like, you know, do a few pull-ups right away in some cases, but that's like outliers basically. Yeah, they won't even get up, will they? The only thing that they do is lift their fingers up to like be a keyboard warrior, just to type hateful messages to people, just being nasty, but they're projecting their own insecurities and their own inadequacies onto people. They haven't got the determination, the grit, and it's like, instead of trying to, you know, find it within themselves, they then try to beat it out of you. Alright, Ian, how you doing? Yeah, because I was just like, it was just getting a bit anyone. When you do pull-ups, I'm always surprised at just your pure strength. I'm not really that strong, but it's just I'm getting there. It's just, but with like pull-ups, it's to do with strength to body weight ratio. So someone who's like, let's say 120 pounds or whatever, at 5'4", 5'5", whatever, they're like basically, they could do quite a few probably because their strength to body weight ratio is probably going to be quite high. Whereas someone who's say like 250 pounds at, like 7 foot tall almost, or whatever, then they're going to be really struggling probably. Especially if they're like 300 pounds at like 7 foot tall or something. Because being tall and then being heavy, those are things that are going to work against a pull-up. So, like they might be quite strong on say like a lat pull down, but when it comes to their own body weight, they're literally pulling like 300 pounds up. That is a lot of weight. I'm like 200 odd pounds at the moment, but I'm not exactly sure like the amount right now because I haven't like actually weighed myself for a while. I think the last time I weighed myself I was about 215. So I've probably gone up a bit since then, I'm guessing. But I'm roughly about 6'4". Last time I measured I was like 215 or so. So I don't exactly know where I would be at right now. I could have probably gone up a good bit since then, I don't know. In fact, so someone noticed that I'd put on muscle, and this was even just like since like a couple of months ago. They've noticed improvements just in that time. So, like it's be interesting to see where I'm at. But I haven't like last time I think was around August. Last time I actually tested it. So it's been a couple of months since I've been on the scales. So I could have probably put on weight since then even. But it's probably all like muscle mass because I've just been like, I haven't really been putting on any fat because it's like as my weight goes up, then the more calories I have to eat just to maintain my size. So most of the weight, if not all of it, that I'm putting on is just all like muscle mass basically at this point. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I hope you're all well tonight. Welcome in here. Yeah. You don't seem like that much. That's a lot of muscles. What do you mean? What are you trying to say there? I've noticed like the back's thickening up and like what else have I noticed? I just feel like my muscles have gotten harder. Like when I like touch my chest, I feel like it's more solid. Whereas even just like a few months ago, it wasn't as solid. So I think that the muscles are going denser, just more solid, is what I feel like has happened. Like even like my biceps and stuff, it feels like, I remember like a while ago, like someone was trying to like squish my biceps or something, and it's like, if I try and do that now, I can't. It's just all like solid. It's solid muscle. Yeah, so that's what I've noticed, is that the muscles become more solid. Yeah. I'm about 6'4" though, so like, yeah. But if you actually saw me in person, and I'm pretty massive. So I don't know like how much more pounds I have to grow like to get to my peak, but so I've been thinking about, do I try and just get towards my natural peak, or do I at some point just kind of, you know, cash my chips in, if you will? Because you're going to get to a point of diminishing returns. So you're going to have to work harder and harder and harder to get diminishing returns, which I'm like, is there any point at that point, you know? Just to squeeze a little bit extra out, you know? But I do like the training actually, so I'll probably just do it because I just enjoy doing it. Because of just the stress reduction and stuff that I get. Like there's the stress reduction is like kind of is a good like reason to do it. The sense of just feeling of like, maybe it's because of like the whole autism thing and whatever, and it just helps me just to kind of maybe I don't overthink quite as much potentially, like when I've done a hard session, and just I'm more relaxed and just like kind of, I just don't have the energy to bother. It's like overthinking is like, it takes a lot of energy. It's like if someone's actually, for example, if someone's like worked a hard day, they haven't even got the energy to be like worrying about every little thing. They just want to sit down and just want to relax, you know? They've done what they needed to do. And then it's just like, you know, maybe they'll just chat with some friends or whatever, and family and whoever they can. And that's it, you know? It's like, you know, it's people with like these sedentary lifestyles where it's like, it's probably where a lot of this stress is coming from, because any, you know, stressor that we have in our lives is going to probably have more of an effect on those people, because their mind and body just isn't conditioned to be able to deal with all that, you know? So it seems like this stress thing is like a modern thing, really. When people are getting stressed out in life situations and stuff, but then when you put your body through stuff, and it just, essentially you can't stress out because you just, you know, your body becomes more resilient, and I think part of it's just that we don't even have the energy to worry about anything at that point. We just want to just chill. What do you mean, Alondra? And about the 6'4" thing or something? It's like, if you saw me, it's like stood up, I've got quite long legs and stuff, quite long arms. But yeah, I definitely think if you're tall, like, you want to have like, I think actually leg training is probably good for tall people, especially because you wouldn't want to have like friggin' chicken legs if you're tall. It just wouldn't look right. You just look like lanky and just like wide shoulders, and then these long ass skinny legs, you know. It just would look disproportionate for a guy. You see these memes, don't you, of the guys with like, it's all upper body and then like nothing on their legs. Oh, you want to be tall? Why? I don't know why everyone wants to be tall. It's just, it's not all good. Let me tell you that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off soon, actually. I think I've been on long enough, really. Any more questions before I go? I need to get some more videos out soon, but I don't really know what. I'll have to think of some ideas. Alright, yeah. I'll see you all later. Alright, goodbye.